Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of our entitled parents. In today's episode, adults like mac and cheese too. My mom feels entitled to my home and bed. My father wants me to do a 500 miles trip whenever he feels like it. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. Adults like mac and cheese too. This just happened. I was at grocery store getting their hot bar for lunch and noticed there was about a single scoop of macaroni and cheese left. I love mac and cheese. I already had it on the serving spoon on its way to my box when a mom with her 7 to 8-year-old kid marched up and said to me, "You're really taking the last of the macaroni?" She gestured to her daughter, implying I should let her kid have it instead. I just smiled and replied, "Yes I am," boxed up my food and walked away. No verbal response from mom and kid, but mom was staring daggers. Mac and cheese was as delicious as always. Had a chuckle. On a side note, I stopped by to have a short visit with my elderly parents, just so happens that they had gotten takeaway from Panera's. My 85-year-old dad got mac and cheese in a bread bowl. Mac and cheese is awesome. In Australia we call that a cob loaf, which you can put lots of different fillings in. Mac and cheese is a good choice. Like the store couldn't possibly make any more. There definitely is more, but they will usually wait until dinner time to put it out. If she wanted it right then though, can you imagine the Karen-ness that conversation would entail? "Excuse me, I know you have more mac and cheese in the back. Bring it out because my daughter wants it now." I haven't seen a hot bar or salad bar in a grocery store since 2020. This makes me miss them. My mom feels entitled to my home and bed. This has been an ongoing issue for almost a decade now. It's important to note that we live in different cities, with mine being the bigger one, so naturally my mom tends to visit this city for things like appointments and wants to spend the night. To give my mom the tiniest amount of credit, when I lived with my sister for university we did basically have an open door policy for her. But she did also pay the rent, so it's more understandable that she's crashed there as needed. But I met and moved in with my now husband while still attending university. I moved out of aforementioned shared rental with my sister and started paying my own rent. From basically the day I told my mom, she felt the need to comment on the space and where she could stay over in it. Husband and I initially moved into a 2-bedroom condo, with the intention for the second bedroom being that it would be a shared office space for us. The moment I told my mom we'd have a second bedroom, she talked about staying over with us. We corrected her and told her that no, it was going to be an office. She continued to insist that we would be putting a bed in there and she'd be staying over. When that didn't happen, she changed her tune to she would stay in our bed and my husband and I would have to stay on an air mattress. Since I was busy collecting my jaw from the floor, she relented and stated that she would let me sleep in my bed with her, and my husband would be stuck on the air mattress. She justified it by stating that she bought that mattress so therefore she was entitled to it, which was true, she did buy it for us, to which I replied we would buy a new bed then. She chuckled, but seemed to get the picture and shut up about it. Then husband and I bought our own 2-bedroom condo, and the talks of her staying over fired up again. She insisted we take this double mattress that she insisted was mine. But again, we wanted the second bedroom as an office. I asked her where she thought the bed was going to go. She insisted on the second bedroom. Mind you, we're now 5 years into the second bedroom as an office concept. At this point I just have to believe she's being willfully ignorant. Time goes on, she seems to have quieted a bit. We live in the condo for a while. The COVID hit and we find ourselves nothing trying to work from home out of a single office, which with meetings and such just isn't cutting it. So we decide to buy a house. We end up buying a 5-bedroom, 3 up 2 down. With each of us getting an office space, and the intent of one of the bedrooms in the basement being a spare room. While this is the intention, there still isn't any bed down there or anything. Well, now not only does mom insist that the spare room is her room, but now she's got it in her head that the basement is going to become an in-law suite where she is going to live in once she gets too old to live by herself. Mind you, I have countered all of her insistences multiple times. Sometimes better than others, I'll admit, yet at no point had there ever been any caving to her demands or insinuate that this might be a possibility. She can stay as a guest, sure, but that doesn't make it her room, and she certainly is never going to live with us. Stick to your boundaries. You said no. No is a complete sentence. You really need to stop telling her how many bedrooms there are where you move to from now on. It's one bedroom with 2 office spaces and 2 other rooms you can assign purposes to. Yeah, mom seems overdue for an information diet. Well, now not only does mom insist that the spare room is her room. If you feel like making a point, have an out-of-town friend visiting and staying in her room when she drops in to visit. Oh hi mom, Jane is visiting and staying in the basement room this week. Since you are just staying overnight, we'll set up the air mattress in the living room for you tonight. My father wants me to do a 500 miles trip whenever he feels like it. 37M, some years ago my stepmother pressured my father, 77, into moving to a new city, her hometown, which is 500 miles from the place I live. He gave in. At first I was surprised since he usually is very intrusive with me, but I didn't know what he had in mind. Since then it's been the same old sh*t every year. Father asks me to go to the new city to spend a few days with him and my stepmother, which I do, twice a year. Then a few weeks after the second time he pesters me for another trip to his new home and arguments arise after I said no. Right now I have just refused the third trip of the year, which would have been Christmas Eve in Father's new house with just him and my stepmother. I'm running out of patience and considering doing only 1 trip a year, if not 0. But I'm a bit worried as to what my father will do next since he's very manipulative. Good for you op. Like that shiny spine. Tell Dad that it's his turn to make the drive. He's 77 and you're almost 40, what could he possibly do to you? I don't mean this facetiously. If you don't want to go to, then just say no? I expect you will play the poor me I am so old and ill card. Suddenly have some illness to make OP go. I took too many days off from previous visits, so now I don't have enough vacation time to spare. How about we just vidconf on the weekend? Maybe I'm missing something, but sounds like he misses you, and maybe he's feeling his age and thinking at 77 he doesn't have much time left. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and we will see you in the next video.